It was a Thursday afternoon. I was at Matt's place nursing a beer and pretending to care about the game on TV when my phone rang. Her name lit up the screen clear. I answered casual. Shouldn't waste time. I'm divorcing you, she said. I've sold the business. I'm starting over with my new partner, Shalad. That laugh, it wasn't joy. It was a victory lap. I replied calm. Good for you. Then I hung up. Matt asked if everything was okay. I said, yeah, but he was already gone. Claire and I built tour business from scratch. Late nights, early flights, cold pitches, and warm release. She had the charm. I had the patience. She talked. I listened. She dreamed. I built. That was the deal. She loved the spotlight. I preferred shit outs. Together, we made a fortune and a life. Or so I thought. I used to think her ambition was beautiful. How her eyes lit up when she talked about expansion, franchises, legacy. But then she stopped looking at when she talked about the future. I should have known then. I noticed these shifts 6 months ago. She started dressing sharper, like she was dressing for someone new. Smelled different toe perfume I hadn't bought. She kept her phone closer. Password changed. Laughter that didn't include me. Then came the late meetings, the vegans worse. The tired eyes that weren't tired. I didn't confront her. I observed base and betrayal emotion as a weapon and I had no intention of giving Herman. She thought I was naive. She forget who I was before the suits and business class flights. I grew up watching people lie with their faces and beg with their eyes. I learned young quiet men see everything. So I began to collect phone logs, GPS data, bank transactions, photos, the usual suspects. I hired a guy, not expensive, but efficient. He got me the footage, her and Jason, our COO, kissing outside a wine bar, laughing like villains in a bad film. They thought they were subtle. They weren't. 3 weeks before her call. Is it the first domino? I met with our lawyers, quietly removed my name from joint accounts, shifted our digital assets, made a duplicate of the business out agreement template we'd used for previous franchise deals. Then I created a shell company, transferred my intellectual property rights to its designs, branding, key formulas. CLA never read the fine print. She skimmed, trusted. She signed off on a licensing restructure to save on taxes. Her signature, my trap. She filed for divorce a day after the call dot claimed abandonment. Emotional neglect said I was distant, cute. The court date was it. She smiled through the proceedings like it was a fashion show. New nails, new man, new everything. I said little, just nodded. Meanwhile, I let her think she'd won. I made sure Jason bought the bait business through a dummy. Brokerage, one with ties to my shell company. Had thought he was buying the full cake. Had bought the frosting without the rights, the branding, the suppliers I had personally curated and tied into exclusive contracts. The business was a hollow shell. A week after the sale, supplier after supplier pulled out. Logos got flagged. Clients walked. Jason tried to call me. I didn't answer. The confrontation came 10 days after the court signed the papers. I came home not to stay, but to end it. She was there in her kitchen, drinking wine like nothing had changed. She smirked. Didn't think you'd show up. I stepped inside, looked around. The house was staged like a victory. Her lipstick on 2 glasses dot her heels by the couch. A man's coat Jason's. I looked at her and she smiled wider like a kid who just broke a toy and got away with it until I handed her the envelope. What's this? She asked. I didn't answer. She opened it, watched the color drain from her face. A breakdown of the licensing deal. A full list of the intellectual property rights, none of them hers. A termination letter from our biggest supplier. A cease and desist for brand infringement. At the bottom, a note. You didn't just sell the business. You sold an empty box with my name on it, And now you can't even use that name. She looked up, jaw tight. What did you do? I took a slow breath. You laughed, remember? Shouldn't speak, not at first. She flipped through all the documents like they'd change you if she looked hard enough. Then came the denial, the threats, the desperate insults. I stayed quiet. Her power faded with every second. She wasn't used to oscillants. She stormed out, slammed the door. I stayed behind for a moment, poured myself a glass of her wine. It tasted bitter fitting. 2 weeks later, Jason tried to sue. Didn't work. That betrayal was clean, legal. He lost investors, then credibility, then Claire. She tried to reach out. I blocked her. She sold her car, then the house. Moved into a condo. Her smile faded from social media, replaced by cryptic quotes and wine-stained stories. Me. I reopened under a new brand. Quiet, efficient, no partners. Some people build empires with armies. I prefer precision. Betrayal is a loud thing. It announces itself with broken trust and smug laughter. Revenge whispers. It moves slow, then strikes fast. And when it's done right, it doesn't scream. It ends. Claire thought she was playing chess. She didn't realize the board was mine. Now she's just another piece knocked over, swept off, forgotten. And me. I sleep well, Becca's. Betrayal is an art, but revenge is a masterpiece.